Hi everyone. Do you like consumerism's final boss? Do you like watching people spend money on things that are so extremely unnecessary that it actually physically pains you? Boy, do I have the video for you today. Hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we're gonna be talking about Amazon must-haves that are essentially plaguing the internet right now. So I have talked about overconsumption, de-influencing, and just stuff that's kind of going a little bit too far. And I was like, I have been dying to talk about Amazon must-haves, and an example of that I think is just incredibly excessive at this point. I had a lot of you guys respond saying you wanted to see that, and so we are talking about that today. Buckle up, grab a snack, and mentally prepare because you might get a little bit irritated with some of the dumb stuff that's getting sold on the internet. So before we hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below so you'll be notified of all the content I post. If you guys want to see my Instagram, TikTok, or second channel, there's so much other content over there. If you guys want to just hang out with me, I'm on TikTok every single day. I'm on Instagram literally all the time. If any of y'all follow on TikTok or Instagram, I think you can vouch in the comments section. It's a very different world over there. So if you want to have fun over there, then like hop on over. Real quickly though, I do want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video. Let's talk about Rocket Money. I'm planning on moving to Kansas City in July of 2025. With that comes a lot of financial planning. I have to prepare for the move. I'm also working on trying to pay off my student loans right now. With so many things going on with my finances, I really appreciate it when I can see everything all at once in front of me and I can track things smoothly. And what better platform to do that than Rocket Money? So Rocket Money is an all-in-one personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and manage your money better. So for me personally, I use Rocket Money in a multitude of ways, but one of the biggest ways is budgeting. I like seeing everything all in front of me. I like tracking. I like knowing exactly when a bill is coming up when, or if something adjusts. And if you're a big visual person like me, this helps immensely. And Rocket Money has a feature that can create a budget for you. It shows where all of your spending is, your bills, your subscriptions, literally everything all in one place. Another fun aspect about Rocket Money is canceling unwanted subscriptions. So if you guys are like me, sometimes you might start a free trial of something and completely forget about it. And you know how there's some websites that make canceling subscriptions really difficult? All you have to do is go in and push a few buttons and Rocket Money will be able to cancel that subscription for you. Rocket Money has many features that I absolutely love, but again, you can't just take my word for it. So go to the link in the description below or pinned comment, or just go to rocketmoney.com/Isabella and try Rocket Money for free and unlock more features with premium. Thank you so much to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get into it. I want to talk and give a few disclaimers before we really get into some of the goods of this. I do not have a problem with Amazon shopping. If that's what you want to do, that's great. I know for me, especially, Amazon was a wonderful resource during the pandemic because I used to live in a very small town and it's not like I had access to like everything. And when a lot of stores are closed or you're scared of getting sick, I know for me that was a very good benefit. I'm not going to shit on the entirety of Amazon specifically because I know there are pros and cons. And I'm also not going to shit on content creators who share their Amazon hauls because it has helped me out a lot. I have found things that have worked great for me. However, I do think we're kind of crossing a line here where now it's so much more about clicks and sucking people in. It kind of reminds me of sketchy QVC ads, the infomercials that used to pop up like late at night. That's what I think we're kind of switching into with some of this Amazon stuff is people are posting up shit to such an extreme where it makes no sense. It's like the kind of stuff that you would find in like your parents' junk drawer and you don't even know like why it's there. Let's start off with the first video about cleaning must-haves. Now, I am all for a good cleaning TikTok rabbit hole. I am honestly a clean freak at my house as is. So as a clean freak, a certified clean freak, I will be the judge of how necessary and must-have this is.
Amazon spring cleaning must-haves. When was the last time that you vacuumed your mattress? This mattress vacuum eliminates—
You got me right there. I don't vacuum my mattress. I've only done that like once or twice, but I have a mattress cover on it and I wash my sheets like once a week. What would the necessary benefits of this be?
It's allergens such as dust and mites in seconds. It's quiet and suitable for all fabrics. Clean your favorite shoes, jackets, furniture, carpet with this soft brush. Don't be afraid to throw your delicates into the washer with these mesh bags. They have a wire shape to protect your bra wires. It also helps from your pads being removed. The strong mesh allows for a proper clean. You can just throw these into the washer and dryer.
Okay, wanna bet that blind duster is genuinely like $15. I don't know, maybe it's me and like the inner cheap bitch in me that's always gonna come out, but a good old classic towel dedicated to dusting shit is good enough for me. That is always what I've used, or literally you can go and like buy like from the dollar store, just some basic ass Swiffer, you know? Also notice how every single one of these items are beige and boring as hell. I think this especially is catering to people who are very all about that like specific aesthetic, and I also think with content like this about cleaning, everyday use use items, a lot of people are more inclined to purchase them because they fit and look like boring and beige, especially because I think some people are turned off by the idea of like, I don't want to buy a Swiffer that has yellow on it, but that's not realistic. And here's my thing. I want to do a little poll in the comments. Who goes to someone else's house and go, you don't have an aesthetically cleaning blind cleaner? The fuck? No one does that. No one comes in and ruffles through your damn drawers going, is it aesthetically pleasing? Now, if you want to willingly go purchase it, then that's a different story. But what I've been seeing with content like this is people are adamantly repurchasing shit that they already have that is perfectly fine to use, like not waiting for it to run out, break, wear down too much so it's unusable, etc. And they go out and rebuy everything aesthetically pleasing. And I'm just like, oh my God, give it a rest. So many of these things are so unnecessary. If we talked about the absolute plague of aesthetically pleasing content, I think we would start realizing a little bit more how it's essentially fed into this overconsumption into a way that's incredibly unnecessary, where people will go and rebuy everything into a specific aesthetic, and then maybe it'll be aesthetically pleasing for the next, 2 years or so, give or take, and then the next trend happens, and then all of a sudden we switch it up and it's so much better. And I know this might be me getting into a little bit deep, but I do think that some of this stuff is underlie because I'm speaking from personal experience. You need to start using the shit that you have, and it's not that deep if your sponge is not gray. It's not that deep if the Lysol white bottle is not immediately poured into an aesthetically pleasing glass container. You don't need to do that. And I feel like when we label some of these things as must-haves and not personal must-haves, we're trying to push this idea of this is something you need and it's aesthetic, buy it from my link.
This year, don't forget to clean your blinds. This handheld duster clings onto dust, perfectly fits your blinds, and it's reusable. Clean straws, bottles, and tumblers with this electric brush cleaner. It features 2 speeds, a ton of different attachments. The silicone material makes it easy to clean, and it includes a stand. No more wet floors with this vacuum and mop. When you push it forward, it vacuums. When you pull it back, it mops and dries. It self-dries itself, self-cleans. And if you think your floors are clean, give this one a go. All right, let's talk about scratches in a stainless steel sink. This kit includes scratches out and make it look brand new. This is a before and after. Collect hair, lint, and dust off of your furniture, floors with this lint roller. It features a long, comfortable handle that you can use on the floor or on your couch. The rolls are refillable. Simply tear off the sheet to get it brand new.
I'm so confused because this is just incredibly contradictory, because how is it we just talked about a vacuum that cleans the floor and does everything for you, but then now a lint roller for the floors? Huh? Why would we need, I genuinely, I am trying to ask, okay, why would we need a lint roller for walls, floors, and with that long of a handle? An electric cup cleaner would make no sense for someone like myself, but that could actually help someone who has disabilities. That makes so much more sense. But I think with this, I'm trying to understand, how would that benefit someone with a long hand roller? I don't even think you need to lint roll your couch. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I just vacuum the shit and just go on my way. Also, I think going through that many lint rollers seems incredibly overpriced and expensive. Next up, let's watch kitchen must-haves. This will be good.
Amazon Kitchen must-haves. 1. This is an all-in-one universal measuring spoon. It has a built-in digital scale where you can switch units from grams to ounces and beyond. Get precise measurements for your powders, liquids, solids, and snacks. Plus, the head is detachable for easy cleaning. 2. This 5-piece airtight storage set has a unique function for each ingredient you use. Stored in the lid of the flour jar is a magnetic scrape that can also be installed to level your scoops. To preserve your brown sugar, soak this terracotta stone every few months and store in the lid. The powdered sugar container comes with a magnetic dusting scoop that self-levels for garnishing. The sugar canister has a pop-top spout so you can effortlessly dispense with no mess. And this mini baking soda container with an optional pourer or shaker top. 3. I can't believe I'm putting metal in the microwave. These are the world's first stainless steel everything bowls, made for...
That would scare the shit out of me. I'm sorry, I had to pause that. I can't believe I'm putting stainless steel bowls in the microwave. Dude, I'm telling you right now, one time I put a glass peanut butter jar in, there was the tiniest bit of foil on top of it because I was trying to warm it up. I want to warm peanut butter, don't ask. And anyways, I put that in there. I heard/saw 2 bright sparks coming from my microwave, and I flung myself over to open it, and I thought I was going to catch the damn microwave on fire. So I don't know. I'm a little too traumatized by me putting shit into the microwave on accident and it making sparks. That would scare the shit out of me. I don't know.
They're microwave safe, just pop open the vent. The bowls are even double-walled, so no burnt hands if hot food is inside. The bottom is non-slip silicone and the top is airtight.
These make so much more sense to me. The only one that I'm a little bit more questionable on is the fact of this measuring scoop. I have a great set of measuring cups and there's no way in hell I'm going to go out of my way to buy an electric one that's probably going to need batteries replaced. I don't know. I think that's overcomplicating things because I could just use, a good old measuring cup and just call it a day. Also, another example that I think people should think about is like, how frequent are you going to use stuff like this? I think that's another problem when it comes to the Amazon must-haves, is some people think of like the instant gratification or the fun-looking item and not necessarily about how much they're going to be using it. And so for me, I've genuinely had to step back and go, wait a minute, how often am I going to use this item? Is it actually genuinely worth the money? Because I'm full, honestly, y'all, I have absolutely wasted money on shit that I didn't need because I didn't really think about how often I'd use it, or if I already had something that was just fine, you know? How often do you need to keep adjusting your measurements, right? How often are you baking significantly? Like, how often are you? Or is that going to be something that just like collects dust in your drawer? Batteries are going to corrode in it. Like, it's not going to work out anymore. But if you're someone that's never going to be touching that, stick to the dollar store measuring cups like I am. Imagine if you're going to go and make a birthday cake or something and you're just excited. You've got all the ingredients. You just came back from the store. You open up your drawer and your digital measuring cup just doesn't work, decides to just shit out on you. I would be so pissed having to drive back to the Walmart to get some AA batteries. I wouldn't even want to bake anymore. I'd be like, actually, fuck it. Why did I do that? The rest were perfectly fine. They made so much more sense, but that one, nah, not for me. Makes no sense.
Viral Amazon must-haves Part 5. This genius gadget lets you instantly print photos directly from your phone and is perfect for scrapbooking your favorite moments throughout the year. You can use the app to customize your photos with text and borders, and the best part is it doesn't require any ink. The photo quality is incredible, it's super easy to use, and it's an Amazon find we're glad we got.
Adorable product. Actually, something like that I would want because I do like printing out photos and scrapbooking. All of the stuff that I have on my wall is like printed, or actually this I painted / drew. So that's totally different. But I do think that, however, I do see another problem with a lot of the Amazon content. And the reason why I wanted to show that video specifically is to give an example of the problem with labeling something as a must-have versus it not being. And I just think now we're getting to the point of we're trying to find anything to make people think I need that instead of just showing it as is. When I consider a must-have, I consider it to be something that you're going to use every day, constantly, very, very frequently, that's going to actually maybe remove some steps out of a routine, make something a little bit more convenient, etc. That's what I would perceive a must-have to be. But now with some of this content on like Instagram and TikTok with these Amazon dedicated accounts, all they're doing is label shit as Amazon must-haves. They're like the next new gadget that you need. Like, when is enough enough? And I also think, like, while I do believe that consumers have a responsibility to be self-aware and critically think about their purchases, I also think that people should just have a little bit more consideration for how they market off products. And I just think it's a little bit odd to be labeling everything as an Amazon must-have.
Amazon Kitchen must-haves. This is the ultimate automatic homemade pasta machine that requires no effort. Just pour in your flour, the egg, and water mix and sit back and relax. And in 3 minutes, it self-mixes the ingredients and dispenses fresh pasta for you. You can use the scraping tool to customize the pasta size to your liking. Plus, it comes with several disc attachments to make 8 different types.
Wanna bet how much of a bitch that is to clean. This is another example of an Amazon must-have that I think isn't a must-have, but it's labeled as one. A perfect example is a damn pasta machine. I think this is more of like a fun gift. This would fit into like, oh, here's a birthday gift idea, here's a Christmas gift idea, like something different like that. But at the end of the day, it's not a must-have, guys, because really think about how often would you use a product like that? You may not even, do you like pasta? Absolutely. I love pasta. I would hardly ever use this because I'd have to whip out that big thing. I don't have a lot of storage. Dragging it out, then cleaning, then making my pasta. I would rather make pasta like hand, like back in the ye olden days, okay? And I've done that before and it works really well. But fuck that, man. There's no way that I could consider that a must-have. And even at the end of the day, as a busy person, I think as most of y'all are busy and have a lot going on, I'm gonna go down and buy the great value version of the penne pasta, put it in my vodka sauce, and call it a day. When I make videos and content like this, I am trying to talk about how like this consumerism is really excessive and the push of this content is just too much. But additionally, I am trying to encourage people to think a little bit more about their purchases. And I am always gonna be all for critically thinking about what you're buying and always genuinely take the time to not just impulse buy, because impulse buy definitely gets you in trouble and you waste a ton of money, because I have been there, done that. And I will always say that about anything, because whatever your lifestyle looks like, I want you to make sure that you think about it. And I've had to take a step back and genuinely think about purchases that I've made, because I used to be one of those where if I would go into Marshall's, I'd be like, ooh, that skincare item looks really good, even though I had 3 back at home. Oh, this item looks really fun, I'll try it, but I already had something similar. Or unfortunately, unfortunately, I'm embarrassed to say this, but back like years ago, I would be like, ooh, I want all this stuff aesthetically pleasing. So I would immediately get rid of shit that is not like boring beige. I would donate it, but either way, I would just get rid of it all. And I would go out of my way to buy a bunch of new stuff when originally everything I had was just fine. It wasn't the end of the world if it didn't fit the aesthetic. And I also want to reassure everyone that you do not have to have everything perfect and aesthetic in your house. And I do understand that content like this can create a little bit of a pressure because a lot of us are consuming heavy amounts of content that is overly perfect, aesthetically pleasing. And while that could be really entertaining to watch, that's not exactly realistic. And your house is not less than or not pretty enough because you don't have an aesthetically pleasing like pots and pan set. You do not have to do all of this, and you especially don't need to be falling for the must-haves because I feel like it's kind of feeding into a little bit more. Now, if someone is individually saying, here's the things that I love that I can't live without, I'll tell you about it, that's different. But when we're saying this is the new item you need as a must-have, now we're just getting to be like, we're just pushing for people to buy shit. And I know these content creators are pushing so much because they're making dumb money. I know that this is a restock of travel minis. In what world, in what time, in what dimension, in what planet would we ever need a bunch of mini makeup blenders? Also, messy eater mouth wipes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't a baby wipe suffice for that? You don't need this. Is it fun? Can it be a little LOL and interesting? Yeah. Do you need this lift comfortably? Absolutely not. Do you need an electric scooper measuring cup? Absolutely not. Do you need a little like printer photo thingy? More than likely not. Half of these things are just dumb.
Okay, this is another genius Amazon find. I just went and walked into the water. This is a sand remover. I actually hate beach because I hate all the sand, but this will get all of the sand off of you. A little sand eraser. It doesn't get all over you.
Sand eraser. This is one of consumerism's final bosses. Do you mean a towel with some fluff inside to make a mini pillow to wipe off your toes? By the way, so random. Do not post your feet for free on the internet. I'm never posting my toes for free. That's for damn, or I'm blurring them or something. Because like there's a market for that. No one's witnessing these bad boys for free. Why would you go out of your way to buy a product for $7? I'm just taking a wild guess. I'm sure. You know what? Let me look on Amazon right now. Oh my me. They go for $20. Are y'all okay? Get a fucking rag. Why do we need that? You do not need to be dropping that much. Some of this stuff too, the prices are jacked up and it's marketed off to be more appeasing and useful than what it is. If you are going to the beach maybe a few times this summer, you do not need to drop $20 on an item like that. By the way, what is it? Bar top towels. I actually have a bunch of those in my house. You can get them for like a couple bucks off Walmart. They're rigid. They're great. You can use them. They would be perfect to get the sand off your feet. I will splurge on things that genuinely make sense. Get a handheld brush. Get a different towel, but a sand, why? Last but certainly not least, this is one that's top 10 Amazon products this month.
Top 10 Amazon products I've bought this month. This is an automatic bookmark that constantly keeps track of what page you're on so you don't have to take it out and put it back in every time you read. These scissors have a built-in chopping board that makes chopping up any kind of fruit and veg way easier and less time consuming. This gadget lets you crack an egg perfectly every single time. It leaves way less mess and literally anyone can use it. This gadget attaches to your bin to compress the trash that's inside to free up more room to put more trash in. This is the click and carry that lets you carry multiple shopping bags at once. It makes it easier to carry by hand, but you can also sling it over your shoulder as well. This double-sided chopping board has a specific side for cutting fruit and veg with a built-in garlic grater, and on the other side is stainless steel for cutting any kind of meat. This powder goes down the toilet and foams up to reduce the noise of the splash, cover the smell, and also leaves the toilet bowl looking brand new. This universal plug can go into pretty much any sink and stop that bad pipe smell from coming through. The middle part also detaches to get rid of any food that it might have caught. This is my electric toilet brush that makes getting rid of any skidders way easier, and it also has multiple heads that you can use. And this gadget sticks to your bathroom wall to hold a glass of wine so you can have a cheeky drink in the shower.
First things first, the automatic bookmark. Girl, I'm a big reader, by the way. I'm gonna drop a book recommendation for y'all. Yours truly. I'll have that pop up over here. If you want a really good, cute love story, read that shit. I absolutely love this author, and I'm reading the second one of hers. Or if you want something a little bit more perverted, read Icebreaker. Anyways, automatic bookmark. I went to my local library and picked up a bookmark from there. An automatic one, why do you need that? It's the same thing as, oh, look, I'm done with this book. What shall I do? Stick a bookmark in. You don't need an automatic one for that. The chopping board scissors kind of makes sense to me because if someone has disabilities, I understand if that could be something that could be a little bit more useful. The click and carry to load in all the groceries. Now, as a certified woman who doesn't like to take 2 trips to bring in the groceries, how am I going to show off my guns to the neighbors? I want to show off my guns. In all seriousness though, I get that. That could be potentially, but some of this stuff, again, guys, if you don't need it, this is not a must-have. This is not a transformative product. This is probably excessive as hell. This never there toilet sachet. So if you take a shit, you don't hear the noise as it falls in, and it smells good once you flush. Are we okay? I don't think we need individually used packages to help make it to where no one knows you take a shit. Everyone takes a shit. Buy some fucking poopery if you're all about that. We can't be doing this anymore. This is so bad. And the last one, wine glass holder in your shower. If you need a wine glass holder in your shower, you probably shouldn't be on TikTok buying it. You should be seeking help. If you drink that much to need a wine glass holder in your bathroom, it sounds like we need to go to a support group. And I'm not even trying to be funny, like I'm being so serious. A wine glass holder in your shower sounds like a cry for help. Last but not least, guys.
Amazon bathroom must-haves. 1. These toilet tabs. They stick onto each toilet seat so you can lift them easily without jamming your fingers between the yucky seats or loudly slamming it. 2. This acrylic toilet stool. If you know, you know. If not, look up why these are great. But this one is a more aesthetically pleasing version and goes with any bathroom. 3. If you can install hooks into your wall or tile, these hooks look like bathroom hardware, but they aren't. Just stick on the inside suction, then screw on the rest, and you have hooks anywhere you like and no damage. 4. Clean up your shower bottles. Instead of different color and shape bottles, try these refillable labeled bottles for your toiletries.
Girl, this is so excessive. All right, first one, tabs to lift up the toilet seat. If in your own home bathroom, I think you're gonna live. I don't see how that could be useful. At first I thought like that would be good for like if you slam the lid. Either way, just don't slam the lid. That's just me though. Acrylic squatta potty, cool. I have a wooden one in my house and I can't live without it. But then we hit to another unreasonable one where why is it that we need to put our products that already come in containers, re-put them into other plastic bottles so they fit an aesthetic. I used to be one of those people, and I'm telling you right now, my bathroom is a wide array of colors, and you're never gonna catch me pouring it into some other shit again, because who cares? Who gives a is not that deep. You do not need to be doing all that. That's not a bathroom must-have. Putting a bottle of product into a whole new bottle that you have to rewash, or maybe it'll get damaged or look weird if it's cheap plastic, you do not need to do that. Just stick with your bottle, just stick with your product. Another point that I have to quickly make before I wrap up this video is I think some of these content creators with the Amazon must-haves are running with it from a content creator mindset. So if you are somebody who likes to make aesthetically pleasing content or having everything really, really pretty, then I get why you would want to make everything almost look like a hotel, kind of like unlived in. Do I think it's always necessarily right? No. Do I get why people would do it? Yeah, because their mindset is in the idea of making things look like a film studio or an HGTV ad. When we're promoting these products, we're kind of forgetting the average everyday person is not overly focused on aesthetically pleasing stuff, or if they are, it's based off of simply because social media has pushed them to think that it's necessary when it's literally not. And I hate that because it kind of instills this whole need for shit that like you don't need, and you're just wasting a bunch of money that's not necessary. I also believe that, yeah, it is a problem because when we see content creators that have everything so aesthetically pleasing, that is not a realistic way to live. Like, these people are making money off of selling products or having something so incredibly perfect. And while that's okay for them because making fun content that's really interesting and like pretty to watch, that's okay. But the rest of the world doesn't, and trying to have it to where this is a must-have, this aesthetically pleasing piece, this is a must-have, and it's perfect bottles for a bathroom. It's like now we're not thinking of the consumer, we're thinking in the way of the content creator. And I mean, I don't blame them. Like, I'm apartment hunting right now, and I am specifically looking for things that are not just for my living, but I'm also looking for filming specific, right? Like, I'm literally telling the people that are touring me through apartments, like, I'm looking for this because I work from home and I film. And so I want things to be like well lit and look very good because that makes sense for me in my job. But everyday people are not necessarily going to be looking for that. And that's okay. We don't have to have everything set up in our life to where we don't look like our home is lived in, that it's like used. And by the way, I think this also pushes people to spend more money instead of buying the cheaper version. And again, I caught myself doing the same exact thing where I would want to buy the aesthetically pleasing Amazon product instead of just simply going into the dollar store, Walmart, and buying the exact same thing. And that kind of stuff like compounds after a bit. And I realized I was literally wasting so much money when I could have got the exact same thing that wasn't maybe the prettiest, but did the same exact job, and it was perfectly fine for me. And now, y'all, I have the most random shit in my house and I just don't care because it works. Like, I'm not gonna do this whole seasonal cleaning products. I'm not gonna do this whole travel must-have minis. Like, it's so much, and I can't even imagine how much money some of these people have wasted. I also want people to remember that a lot of these Amazon content creators, they don't use all the products they promote. I know that's a very big statement, but I just want to say a lot of them are buying the product or they're sent it and they're just showing it off to you. Now, it's fine to show off and that be your job. Like, I understand that perspective. Like, anyone else who's a big brand is just showing off the product from the brand. Like, I get that, but I want everyone to remember that they're not always just utilizing all these products. They may have it, they may show you how it could be useful, and then they move on. I understand why people may think that they do because now we're having like influencers promote a product, and most of the time when you see an influencer promote a product, you automatically assume this is a real person that uses the same exact device. Because of the sheer mass amount of content that these Amazon content creators make, I don't really think there's a real physical way for these people to use every single one of the products that they promote. I need you to guys remember that, because just because they're promoting it doesn't mean that they're using it and going, this is so simple. They're just promoting it off to you guys. The biggest thing that I want everyone to take away from is anytime you're marketing something off, I always want you to sit back and go, can I actually benefit from it? And if you can't, that is okay. You do not have to buy something you don't need to. And shit, you may be saving money for something else that could be even more useful for you down the road, or maybe something else that's a little bit more fun. But just take your time, kind of remember to just like really think about some of this Amazon overconsumption must-have content, because some of it is just mass produced and made to be like a walking ad, and it's not necessarily connect with people or give a good recommendation. And not everything that's labeled as a must-have is a must-have. So that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and definitely check out today's sponsor, Rocket Money, in the link in the description below and pin comment. And yeah, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next week. Bye.